Hello. I'm getting ready and looking forward to a trip up to New Hampshire to spend time in the mountains. And one of the unfortunate things about that is the long 4 hour drive. So I thought I would share with you a sequence of some of the stretches, postures, or flows that I might do in order to prepare myself for a long sitting in the car or drive, which tends to, make you feel a little stiff. So here's what I do in preparation for that. And you can follow along and I'll be guiding you through it. And hopefully this will be under 10 minutes as well. All right, so just come to standing. I'm just starting with a couple just movements with your breath, just finding your feet underneath your hips. If you want, you can kind of walk in place a little bit to find where that natural hip width distance is. You can even jog it out a little bit, get some blood flowing. That's what we're going to be doing in this sequence, is just getting our blood active and getting things to move a bit. So we're going to inhale and just stretch our arms up overhead. Take hold of your right wrist, grounding into both feet, stretching up nice and tall, lifting through the thighs as we stretch up and over, reaching towards that left side, so really anchoring through that right foot. And here, especially if it's morning, you can play around with gentle movements of the head or neck as you breathe, sensing the ribs kind of lift up as you stretch the side. Take an inhale, come back center. Exhale, just let those arms sweep down. Sitting into Utkatasana, seated mountain. Inhale, bring those arms up. Let those arms just really circle. Take a breath here, inhale, and exhale back to standing. Inhale, arms sweep up again, full breath, and reaching towards your left palm or wrist, stretching to the right. Stamping into that left foot, really sensing this opening here along that left side body. So try not to round forward, that will shorten the muscles the more you're kind of tipping back. Good, and again, play with your focus. Most importantly, breathe, smile. Good, inhale your way back up, and exhale, big sweep of those arms. Take them into a nice big circle, sweeping down, reaching high. Inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, soften those shoulders, find a drishti. Inhale, reach back up, let those arms come behind the back of the skull, supporting the occipital bone, maybe thumbs track along the neck slightly. And then we're going to press into our feet, engage our buttocks, send your hips forward, open back. Just let your head kind of fall into that hammock. Let the elbows widen here. Take a few nice full deep breaths, stamping into those feet. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold over. Bend your knees, nod your head yes, shake it no. I've got Sophie, my cat, joining me for some stretches too. I don't know if you can see her, but she's on the mat. Good, shake it loose. And then inhale, reverse that swan dive, lead through an open heart, come all the way up, exhale. Good. And then we're just gonna, you might have to do this, some of you, if you have like a chair handy or a wall, you might need support. You can bring your hands to your hips, a wall, arms out to the side, whatever feels supportive for you. Just shifting onto your left foot and just let the right leg swing a little bit. Just let the femur head, that thigh bone just kind of loosely move in the hip socket. You can take some circles here, swivels. You might really sense that standing leg working. So find your focus, breathe. Just kind of get it nice and loose. You might play with like catching it. Just loosen up the muscles, the tops of the legs, backs of the legs. Shake it loose a bit. And try the other side. Swing that leg freely. Breathing, finding some swivels, using that support of a chair if you need to. Feels good. Get that stuff nice and loose in your hips. Maybe hug it in so you might feel a little more of a stretch in your lower back here. Shake loose that shin, your ankle. Getting the extremities nice and circulating by movement in the joints here, because that will help to getting the blood flow to those faraway places, further from the heart. So maybe just take a moment, walking those feet again, rolling through the toes, roll out the wrists. Okay, we're going to keep getting the blood flowing a little bit. So we're going to move through a little bit of sun salutations. So we're going to inhale, sweep those arms wide and high. And exhale, send your heart forward, taking it into a fold. Stepping back with your right foot and rotate the heel down onto the mat. So you're sitting up for a warrior base. Nice and firm through the feet. As we inhale, bring ourselves up, warrior two. Letting the front edge of the hips really gather up. And then we're going to take it back, reverse that warrior. Take an inhale. And as we exhale, let the arms float down, find the ground. Step back into your plank in your own flow of your chaturanga here. Knees can lower, chest, however you want to flow. We're going to exhale, lower down. Inhale, whatever your spine's ready for, coming into that cobra. And exhale, finding your down dog, tucking the toes, sending those hips back. Maybe take a few moments, walk your dog out. Nod your head yes, shake it no. And then we're going to ground into the left foot so the right leg can stretch back behind us. And just, again, taking a moment, loosening up those hips here. Letting that thigh bone, the femur head inside the thigh bone, just trace around inside that hip socket. Maybe reaching through the ankles, the toes. Experiencing squaring off your hip. As you find that reach, pressing into the palms, opening the hip up, letting the toes reach for the opposite shoulder. Whatever feels good, so take a few moments here. And then we're gonna inhale, reach long, exhale, and step your foot between your hands. Lengthen up through the spine, look forward, sending the hips down. We're gonna lower down that back knee. This is one of my favorite ones to do. So you may just keep the back knee lowered. You may float the back foot of that left foot. Grounding into the left palm, you might take your right hand on your side or reach back for your foot here. So adding a twist is really good, not just for opening up your hips here, but also opening up your chest, your neck. Because as you know, driving, we're always like looking around, especially on the highway, trying not to get caught off by those blind spots as we switch lanes. Good, so just take a couple deep breaths, letting your pelvis sink forward, heart open. Next, inhale, letting that right arm find its way back, framing that front foot, tucking the back toes under. So all 10 toes face forward, inhale. Exhale, you might step in, forward fold, release. Shake out that head. Bend your knees, energy up through the thighs, reaching through the heart. Inhale, Utkatasana, seated mountain. Good, soft shoulders, open heart, reaching, sitting back. And coming back to standing. Take an inhale, sweep those arms wide and high. Exhale, lengthen forward, taking that fold. And this time stepping the left foot back, anchoring it into your warrior base. When you're ready, rise up, warrior two. Make any adjustments you need before inhaling, floating the right fingertips high. Exhaling, maybe sinking into it just a bit more. Take another breath here, reaching through. And exhale, pinwheel yourself down. Stepping back, inhale. Exhale, try to lower down nice and slow here. Lowering down in 10, 9, 8. Sending the heart forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale your way into your cobra, however you like to express it. And exhale, finding your downward dog. Good, take a few moments here again, making any little adjustments you like, pedaling out the feet, wagging the tail. Really connecting through your palms, letting the heart expand here as we shift into that right foot, floating the left leg, and taking a few moments here, circling out that thigh bone inside the hip socket. Let it just carve out some space. Let that knee explore movements, ankle.
Maybe explore letting the hip open or letting the hip square, reaching through the heel, really sending weight back. Next inhale, stretch that leg long. Next exhale, let it find the mat between your palms. Lengthen through the spine, lower that back knee down. And again, you might just stay here, bringing your left hand onto the thigh into a twist. You might lift the back foot and take that left hand for it as you try to pull the foot in toward your hip, opening your heart. And making sure that bottom shoulder isn't kind of slouching toward your ears. You're really trying to find that openness. Good. Taking some nice deep breaths here, savoring it, all the sensation. If you need to make any micro movements, make up space. Next inhale, let's bring that arm back down, framing your front foot, lifting, energizing through that back leg, and we'll step on in, forward fold. Release it out, shake it out, bounce it out a little bit, and then we'll roll ourselves up or come up through a flat back as we inhale, and exhale to your heart. And just take a moment, just feeling that aliveness. Maybe feel a little more loose. One more thing before we end, because there's so much more that we can do, but for time's sake, is just spiral it out, making sure you're lifting the heel. If you're rotating your heart to your right, you're lifting that left heel, so you're not torquing in your knee, and just letting the spine twist. Of course, you can repeat this sequence as many times as you need to, just to get that blood flowing. Depending on your body, it might take you a little bit more to warm up. Bringing it back in, and again, just give it one more shake out. Maybe take a nice deep squat, lowering those hips, reaching through, preparing yourself for your nice long ride. This is one of the things I like to do as I'm pumping gas at the gas station, just swing my leg back and forth. Feels good. Just to kind of get that loosened up. So feel free to take any standing balances as well as that, try to get those hips open, whatever feels good, but just have fun with it. And again, I'm going to end this because I can go over, as I tend to do, because there's so much information to share. So I hope that that prepares you for a little bit of traveling, and have a beautiful day.